It has been quite a while since you guys have last seen this account, but we are back because I have been doing a lot of farming recently, and I think I can finally do... God, I forgot about that. Well, we ignore them. This stuff, I have lots of weekly boss drops and lots of talent books, so I'm hoping to start crowning a lot of things today. We already do have quite a few stuff crowned, but I would like to crown like Linny's skill, Nouvelette's skill, maybe start crowning some of Risley's stuff, Cloran's stuff, Sigewine. I don't know, maybe even get into Chevreuse and Charlotte and Lynette or something. I just want to go crazy with the crowns today because we have a lot of books and we have a lot of weekly bosses and also 25 crowns. So we're just going to go crazy with the crowning because we are entirely done when it comes to builds and pretty much everything else. They all have pretty perfect builds. A lot of them have signature weapons and on the best artifacts I can get them on level 90, all that good stuff. So it is basically just a bit of crowning to entirely finish everyone. So I guess I'm going to start right here with Linny because we can crown his skill like right now. And apparently this was the second thing you were supposed to crown. It was second priority, but I did it after his burst. Oh well, now we have Linny triple crowned. So we can move along. Emily, I don't need her normal attack at all, so we're not going to worry about that, and she's double crowned otherwise. Nouvelette, I want to crown his skill. It isn't super important, but he is like the main DPS on this account, so I want to triple crown him. For Rena, I again don't use her normal attack, and she is double crowned otherwise. Sigewine, I don't use that much, so I'm going to just sort of skip over Sigewine for a second. We'll come back to her. Risley is the character I do use quite a bit, so I'd like to get him triple crowned. So let's start with that, shall we? Let's start with, I'll probably need a farm for Nouvelette, but Risley. Let's see if I can craft up some stuff for him. That might be enough to get his burst up to level 9. It will indeed, but now we need quite a few more. And also apparently weekly boss drops. Apparently then I haven't farmed as much as I thought. Let's go do some farming. We need these. And quite a few of them. So let's go farm a bunch of Clockwork Mecha. We'll also go farm a bunch of the crabs, and then I can have a look at Risley and Nouvelette. Okay, so I've gone and farmed all of the possible stuff so far, which means we can... Actually, wow, we had a lot more than I thought. Okay. We are going to start off with Risley. I want to get his normal attack up first. I'm gonna need these, so let's see... Who else needs them? I need Cloran needs this type. Sigewine doesn't need them. I won't be doing Lynette. Charlotte needs the other stuff. And you need the other stuff. Okay. So as long as I don't touch these ones, I can get all of these. But first, I will actually do a weekly boss run. Try to use as little dream solvents as possible. So there we go. Weekly boss is down. And we get... Ooh, we get 2 of the drops I need. Perfect. Unfortunately, no dream solvents. But that is totally fine, because we can now get Risley's normal attack up to level 10. Now, I do kind of want to triple crown him, so I'm going to look at the rest of his stuff. Although I don't imagine we're going to be able to do that. Or never mind, maybe I'm wrong. We should definitely have enough of those. And we can craft 42. Oh, we actually might be good. So we're going to need 2 of these. I'll grab another 2 because I'm going to need it for his burst. So skill can now go to level 10. And just like that, Risley can now be triple crowned. Boom, there you go. So next we move on to Clorand. You don't really have very high talents. We want to do your normal attack last, skill first. So let's get the skill up to level 9. And then I'm gonna need 5 of these if I want to double crown her, which I'm not going to be able to do. So let's just dream solvent as much of these as I can, which is only 2. I guess we could either get a burst up to level 9 or we crown her skill. I'm kind of tempted to crown her skill because that's the most important part of her kit. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. There is Cloran's skill. Now up to level 10. Now if I want to do the burst, I need more of these, but I could get the normal attack up to level 8 if I wanted. Although I think it's probably best to save it and crown the burst. So now I'm gonna not look at Sigewine. I'm going to look at Chevreuse and Charlotte. Charlotte I mainly use for her burst healing, so I can sort of just ignore the skill and the normal attack. But I would like to crown that burst, which we are just barely going to have enough mech drops for. So there we go. Charlotte can now have a crowned burst. As I said, we're not really touching Lynette, so it's just Chevreuse now. And she also needs mech drops. I'm going to wait to do this tomorrow when these reset, but today I can work on Sigewinne. So I will get her skill crowned and possibly burst crowned because she is running solely as a healer on this account. So there's no real point to do her normal attack. Although I guess if I wanted, I could, but I don't think I'm going to have enough crab drops for that. So there is her burst crowned, not her burst, that is her skill. Sigewinne skill crowned. Let's see if I can get her burst up another level. Although I don't think oh, we actually can. Okay, that's good. So Sigewinne's burst can now go up to level 9. And then I will probably crown that. I don't need her normal attack because, as I said, I use her as a support solely for healing. And I don't really need the normal attack because all it does is shoot little heart bubble things. So we're just going to double crown Sigewinne. I need more of these to do Clorand. Charlotte is done for now unless I want to do her skill, which I might do at some point later on down the line. But for this video, I kind of just want to get Sigewinne's burst crowned and Chevreuse's skill crowned. Oh wait, and Nouvelette's skill. I forgot about that. Whoopsies. I don't have the stuff to do that anymore. Actually, no, wait, I will because weekly bosses will reset tomorrow, I think. So I'll do this tomorrow. I can come on and farm and I'll get Nouvelette's skill crowned. And that should give me enough time to then get Chevreuse's skill crowned. And as I said, Sigewinne's burst crowned. So it is the next day and I have gone and already done all the farming. So with a little bit of crafting, we should be able to get Nouvelette's skill crowned. I have gone and farmed weekly bosses and both Nouvelette and Clorand need the same boss, I think. So I am just going to convert all I currently have into this, which is only 2, but there we go. We can get Nouvelette's skill crowned. Boom, there is Nouvelette triple crowned. Clorand I would like to do, but I can't because I am missing one of these boss drops and I already have run it this week, so I can't do any more of that, unfortunately. But now we can get Sigewinne's burst crowned. And we can get Chevreuse's skill crowned, leaving us with 15 crowns, which I mean I could crown Chevreuse's burst as well if I wanted. All of these characters here are as crowns I want because I don't really care about Sigewinne's normal attack. Wriothesley's triple crowned. I would like to get Clorand triple crowned as well, or at least double crowned, but I need to do more weekly bosses for that. Don't care about the Traveler. I also don't really care about Lynette. And I can't do it anyway because I don't have enough of these. Charlotte is crowned on her burst. I don't really care about her skill. Fremenade we don't use. And Chevreuse, I mean, I could possibly crown her burst if I wanted. So, you know what? Let's see. Could I do that? Yeah, why not? We have the crowns. We have the resources. Let's just crown Chevreuse's burst. It's not super useful, I don't think. But, I mean, we might as well. We can do it. We have enough crowns to spare. And I probably should go run... Actually, no, I'm going to have to go run weekly bosses, so let me do that weekly boss. Hopefully, we either see the drop we need here or another Dream Solvent. Otherwise, we will not be getting Chevreuse's burst crowned. Oh, would you look at that? There's a spider on my microphone. Hopefully, he stays on my microphone. Oh, would you look at that? Now he's got a web hanging off my microphone. Lovely. Good sir, would you not? I am trying to record a video here. Can you not hang off my microphone, please? Okay, well, there we go. That is that boss run done. We do luckily get the drop we need. Unfortunately, no Dream Solvent, but we do see a thingy. Now, we should just be able to craft up one more of the drop we need. And boom, Chevreuse can now be double crowned. And I believe that is as far as we're going to be able to go for the crowns. Because I also kind of forgot about it. Why not test out these new crowns in this thingy? Because there is a new combat event and I've kind of forgot to do it. But first I'm going to get this spider off my microphone because it is annoying me. Okay, spider dealt with. Now time for pain and suffering. Because this first thing wants you to use off-field pyro characters. We don't have that. It also wants pyro swirl, which we also don't have. So I'm just going to go with the brute force method and just use Nouvelette and Farina. Yeah, we might as well just go with the Nouvelette team. Although I probably need some form of reaction. So we'll actually do this team. Yeah, that's definitely a proper team. Now, we will probably not be seeing more damage from Nouvelette because most of his damage comes from his charge attack. We're seeing, you know, the pretty standard 35k. The skill does 26, which I think is a tiny bit more, which it, you know, should be. But, you know, nothing crazy out of Nouvelette. Linny, did I actually do something with Linny? Yeah, I did. I did something with Linny. I honestly forget what I leveled up. Hey, would you look at that? 3 stars. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. But yeah, this team seems to be doing pretty standard damage. 3 stars, surprisingly, on the first one. Next one is, oh, hyper blooms and bloom stuff. We definitely can't do that. Although I did work on Clorand a little bit, so we could do this team and still just solo everything with Nouvellette, but it has Electro and Dendro in it. I don't expect to see a lot from Clorand because she doesn't really do a whole lot, but I mean, some Electro charges. We're seeing some 7,000s, 8,000s from Electro charge. That's not bad. And we're seeing some 13,000s from the burst. Not the worst damage. 3 stars again. I think Nouvellette is kind of just soloing this, but he probably should be doing that. He does enough damage. I wouldn't mind trying out all the different characters I've worked on today, but I don't know if they're going to work in the teams well enough. Clorand, though, definitely seems a little bit more viable. She will become substantially more viable when I actually get her signature weapon, because I'm waiting on that to fully get her built. But that wasn't bad. Next one is with Arlecchino. We cannot use her because she is from Snezhnaya. So we'll use Risley because we also worked on him. And then those two, and we'll throw in Charlotte. Go full freeze team, which there's nothing that really buffs that. So we'll throw in Chevreuse and go Melt. Now, Risley was one of the characters I did the most work to today, so I should see some good stuff from him, hopefully. We're seeing some 21,000s off the normal, 30,000s, okay. Boom, 27,000, okay, not bad, not bad. Burst, bunch of 21,000s. You know what, for a non-signature weapon, not that bad actually. It got completely outshined by Nouvellette, but that's to be expected. Risley is also now a lot more viable because triple crowned. Not that he wasn't before, I did actually use Risley quite a bit before, but now he actually can sort of pull his own weight a little bit in the team, and it won't just be entirely Nouvellette. Hey, there we go, 3 stars. So now we can move on to the last one in this event, which is Electro Charge. So, you know what? Let's actually run a proper Electro Charge team. We'll use Farina, we'll use Siegeween because we did also work on her, and Nouvellette, because, yeah. That being said, with the enemies we have in here, I kind of need to only use Electro Charge because these shields don't go down very easily. That being said, oh my god, that's some kind of crazy stuff going on right now. I was not expecting that much from Clorand. I mean, it's not necessarily massive damage. I think I saw 23,000 off that burst. And I'm seeing, I mean, some 11,000s aren't bad, but there's just a lot of it. Like, there's so much damage happening, which is quite good for a character that I don't use too often because she doesn't do a ton of damage. It is good that she now does actually do a decent amount of damage. And then, as I've said numerous times, hopefully we see a rerun soon. I get her weapon, and then she can do even more damage. And then we go 3 stars again. Lovely. Oh my god, I love Electro Charge teams. There is so much going on. I am definitely putting some effort into Clorand when she gets a rerun. I get a signature, because Electro Charge teams are way too fun. That is this event, or at least the combat part of this event, done. I just noticed like the patterns on Yoimiya's arms look kind of familiar. Now that's 2 of these done. I do need a little bit more in this event, but I can't be bothered. There is like this wind trace thing, which I should probably go do because that is pretty fun. I will get around to it. We ended up using, I honestly can't fully remember, but I'll try to remember. I think 11 or 12 crowns. I think that is how much we used today. It could be more, it could be less. I kind of forget who I've leveled up. But yeah, that's a lot of crowns in one video. But even with all of that leveling up, I still have 14 crowns. And considering there's only 2 other Fontaine characters I don't have, being Escoffier and Navia, that is well and truly enough crowns. Considering I'd only need 20 crowns to triple crown every single Fontaine character, and I don't plan on doing that because a lot of the normal attacks are kind of useless. But with that, that is where I'm going to leave this video off, so I hope you guys did enjoy. If you like this video, do go check out the last time we did a lot of talent leveling up on this account, which could very well be the last video because that's all I've done recently on this account. But with that being said, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one. Good? Bye! One last thing before we wrap up though, 10 pull on standard banner because I have it. Useless. Lovely.